welcome back to another Slime Fun filled episode with your host Boomer. I have to tell you guys, I have been so impressed by the interactivity of our viewers, by the communication that's been going on about ideas, suggestions. I really thank you guys so much. We are on the drive for 5. We are 4 viewers short of 500. And looking at the analytics on the channel, about 1 out of every 4 of you who are watching this currently are actually subscribed to the channel. And from what I hear, that's a pretty high rate. However, if 1 out of 4 of you are subscribed, we have 2,000 viewers. Guys, don't forget, hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on so we can make sure you know when another video comes out. Today, oh my gosh, we have some big information for you. Dynatech has done it again. We have another feature in a game that is just so cool. Let's say you have gone out resource hunting in another part of your world, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 blocks away, and you're going, how in the world am I going to transport all these items back and forth? Either I got to bring with me a ton of shulkers stored in my inventory and or in my ender chest. I've got to make a lot of trips. I've got to come up with, some type of system. Well, we've got you covered today. Dynatech has built us a system that will take us all the way there. And so let's get into Dynatech's again. So what we're going to be looking at today are the wireless energy bank, the wireless energy point item for inputs and outputs. Those 4 items are what you're going to need. Now, as far as cost-wise, let's go back and take a look. A wireless energy bank, first of all, can create about 1,000 joules per second. So on its own, it's a very good capacitor. I mean, it's not, energized capacitor or 65,000, but, it's got a 10,000 buffer and it creates 1,000 on its own. So not bad. Crafting it, a little bit of work. Okay, 2 advanced machine scraps. So remember, now you've got a trash, and advanced Android gives you 8 of these. So we got 1 advanced Android. We've got 4 wireless chargers inside of Dynatech. So you've got 4 24 karat, 4 small energy, another 4 24 karat, 4 charging bench. Again, some more work. And then, of course, you've got 4 GPS transmitters. Big energy capacitor, not bad. But here's where it gets a little challenging, is getting ghostly essence, because to do it, you've got to kill Vex. And it's not 100% drop rate. I don't remember what the ratio is. I only did a very brief test, and I was getting 2 out of 3. And from what I hear, I was insanely lucky. Moving on to the wireless energy point. So if this is our power source, this is more like a battery. But it's also connected to the network. And to use this, the wireless energy point has to be connected to a wired network. So you're going to need to take a power regulator with you, okay? You're going to have 1 at your base, and you're going to have 1 that you're going to take with you. Then you have 2, what we're going to call input and output nodes. Now, they're similar to cargo, same type of functionality as far as moving items, but they're not programmable. You don't have black and white lists, and it's one direction. Just like the input is, it comes in, input, out the output, same thing here. And then the output simply receives it. Now to craft these, the energy point, here we go again with a ghostly essence. A lot of Vex killing, 4 energy connectors, and an ancient machine core. Now this is pretty easy. It's getting that Vex, and I challenge anybody, and I don't think it's possible to come up with a real workable Vex killing farm where you don't risk your life. I don't think it's possible, because they can go through every single block in the game, to my knowledge. Wireless inputs, again, 4 ghostly essence, 4 cargo nodes, and a machine core, and the output is very similar. It just becomes advanced output, but then you also have to get some advanced machine scrap, but it's okay. 1 Android will cover you all the way through. 4 more ghostly essence. You think, oh my gosh, I'm going to need hundreds of those. It's going to take me years to kill Vex. No. You can pick this up and take it with you at any given point. Also, I believe the Vex data card for Infinity Expansion has the ability to get ghostly essence. Let's just take a quick look just to show you what it's going to take, though, for you to do that. I want you to be prepared when you look at the Vex data card. You've got to get 64 Vex gems and 64 ghostly essence. Now, if you're going to be one of the people like me who would like to have hundreds of these available for sale on a server, then this is the route you're going to go. You're going to be spending hours, okay? Even with looting 10, you're going to be spending hours getting Vex gems and ghostly essence. All right? If you want to put one set together, then it might take you an hour or so, depending on, again, and if you don't have a Vex spawner, you've got to get a lot of raids, and I mean a lot. So up front, it seems over costly to get this. It really seems like I think it's the hardest thing in the game that I can see so far, even above Infinity. Infinity isn't hard, it's time consuming. This one, I think, is time consuming and hard. So it might be a little too much cost to get this setup, but it does give you options that you don't have in any other way, especially if you are hundreds or thousands of blocks away from your base like we are. All right, so let's dive in. How do we set all this up? I want to make sure I'm facing the right direction so I know where I'm pointing, because I am not on my base. So like I said, you need a power source. So if this is my base and I'm running with a energized solar generator, I'm going to take my wireless energy bank, and it does have to be in line with the power source regulator or a capacitor. Either one will work. Not the generator. If I place it here, it will not work. Here, yes. Here, yes. Even here, yes. And maybe directly behind it, but not here, and definitely not over by the cow. Now, there's a way we can test to confirm that it's working. You'll see, first of all, the regulator's shooting up. So that's a sign right there. Right-click it with a multimeter. You can see it is storing energy. As I continue to right-click it, the power is going up. That's what we want. So this is now live. This is our hub power source. By the way, I want to check one thing. Well, let's see. I want to make sure. Oops. Well, and then if you break it, I wanted to make sure we've got all of this in one chunk. Okay, and we do, so we're good. All right. So while that's charging, we're going to take the wireless energy point, and I want you to see what it says on the lure. This is a hint. It is a very hard to pick up hint for the rest of it, though, but it's a hint. Right-click on the wireless energy bank to connect it. And if you'll notice down here at the bottom of my screen, below the medium machine, you don't see anything, right? So let's go ahead and click it. Now, it looks like it failed to stick. Well, it's not meant to stick. It's meant to be right-clicked, because now if we go back and look at it, you'll see there's a location for it. That wireless energy point will now be looking to this block to draw power no matter where I go in any world. So let's go a little bit of ways away. We need to go this direction. So let's head 400 or 500 blocks. Let's make absolutely certain that we are far enough away. Sorry guys for the lag here. I can see visually, it's even on my end, it's not perfect right now. It's just loading pretty quick. And again, I don't have the most powerful computer in the world, but I do want to show you this. All right, so now that we're out here, we need to place down, right, the wireless energy point. Now, if I put the multimeter on it, do you think it stored energy? No. What you do need to do, like any power source in a game, what do you think it needs? Hint, hint, slot 6. It needs a regulator. Because now look what's happened. It's generating power. It wasn't before. Remember when I clicked on a multimeter, it said 0. It's fully charged. We are 4,000 or 400 blocks away from any power source. So it is wirelessly sending power. The only reason it didn't work is because you have to place a regulator down. Now that's not in the guide. The server I play on and the admin I was with, he accidentally discovered it. So I've been talking with the dev to try to see how without giving away all the answers blatantly straight up, is there any way to kind of clue people in? And I know she's working on it, and by the way, she's done a phenomenal job with this plugin. So hats off to Prof. What's next, you say? All right, so let's say I'm going to this is where I'm mining. This is where I'm digging up resources and I want to bring them back to my base. So just like any other electrical item, it needs to be in a horizontal or vertical line with the regulator. So let's place it over here. And let's just confirm. You saw the regulator power dip briefly. We are storing joules. We've got power. So this is our input. We're going to put items in here. Now, you have to attach, if you want to pull bulk items. For example, if I had a chest here, okay, I would have to put an input node on the chest and then an output node onto the wireless item input. And that way cargo can put items in and out of here. If you put this on a chest or a shulker box or any other storage, it doesn't drain, it doesn't transfer to the chest, it doesn't get pulled up by a hopper. You still need to use cargo. So this does not replace a cargo system, it works in tandem with it. All right, so if I place down a chest, I put an input node on the chest, I put an output node on the item input, and it will transfer the items into here for me automatically versus me having to right click and go boom, 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 and so on. Okay. Now, the output. Remember I said that little hint, I said read to lore where it said right click? We're going to do it again. The input's down. That's my purple one. I'm going to right click. And now I'm going to take a look. Location, you see where the coordinates are, minus 760, 66, minus 464. That's where the input node is. Now, just to show this to you, I'm actually going to open this up and I'm going to put some of these wireless energy banks in here. And I'll tell you what, let's put a Slimefun guide in. And just to prove to you I trust this, I'm going to put Fluffy in, okay? We're going to load Fluffy. Fluffy. We're going to load Fluffy in. And then we're going to head back to where we were and drop in our linked output, wireless item output. And you can see again, it's linked to that coordinate. Let's head back. And if this doesn't work, Fluffy's gone and I'm going to cry. Yeah, I turned chunk loading way down to try to increase FPS, and unfortunately it went the other direction, so forgive me. We're almost there. Right over this hill, if I remember right. We'll see a little space. Yes, here we go. All right, so now we are powered over here. We don't need to do anything else. We are going to drop down as soon as I place down my work. Matter of fact, I'm gonna hold on a second here. Oh, I need a guide because I left mine in the other one. There we go. Okay, we're going to pull one more out, and I'm going to show this to you that just by placing it down doesn't do it. So let's get another output, and you'll notice it's not linked. If I place it down, nothing's in there. But if I place down my linked one, let's get that out of the way. So we should see a few items in here, right? Please, Fluffy, be in here. There it is. We got Fluffy, we got our guide back, and our 6 wireless energy banks. How is that for slick? I can see a dozen different uses for this. One, just the basic, what I just talked about. I'm 1,500, 2,000, 4,000 blocks away, right? I can simply wirelessly send everything back to my base and use cargo. As long as it's in the chunk that this is in, it will at least unload those items. If I were to cross chunk it, that I don't know. I haven't tested it on cross chunk lines. But as long as it's in the same chunk, I'm going to be able to unload it. Okay? So all my items would have come in through here, and it doesn't go back the other way, of course. Now, I could set up a two-way. If I put another input here and I put an output way over there, well, then I could send items both ways. Think about this. I could see this in some type of map, right? Where you have a command block that's not able to reach the entire map. And so instead what you do is you set this up and you can use cargo inside of Slimefun. You have the command block, put the items in a chest, cargo pulls it into these and sends it where it needs to go, and then you can randomly find these things in the world, and maybe once an hour it regenerates. I don't know, there's all sorts of uses for this. This looks really interesting. The cow's coming over to check it out, for crying out loud. That's how the farm animals have heard about it. They wanted to come take a look. This is how cool this is. So Again, I have put these directly on chest, trying to move it. It won't work. It's got to be 100% through cargo to get the items in and out of the output. I'm sorry, into the input, out of the output. I don't want to confuse you with the terminology there. Guys, this is really cool. Not only can you do it with cargo, though, you can do it with energy. That's right. Let's say you've got a big base in the nether. The server I plan, I'm teamed up with somebody in another. We're 15 blocks apart. So when we're playing, if one of us is on, both of our bases are loaded. So we're kind of sharing double duty there. And if I want to go to the overworld and resource mine, or I want to set up a farm, that only runs in the overworld, doesn't run in another with water, right, like a nuclear reactor, I can also send power that way too, because it wirelessly sends the power. All I got to do is connect it up. I don't even need the nodes. I just need the power. In that case, all I would need is an energy bank and the energy point. And then from the energy point, I can set up, here, I got myself, give Boomer energy connector, right? We'll give myself an energy connector. Bingo, all right. Whoops, I don't want to wear it. I want to place it down. Boomer pulled a boo-boo, all right. So let's go. And by the way, the power length is the same as any connector. It's 7 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. What can we put on top of this to confirm that it's actually working? Well, here, let's use a multimeter. It's connected. We're not connected to the regulator. We're connected to the bank. See that straight line? It's powered. It's connected. So I don't even need to hook up a machine to it. Now, if I were to try to go 8 blocks, we're not connected. So it still has the same limitations as Slimefun's core energy network, that it's 7 blocks. Pretty cool. Hats off, Dynatech. Great job. I think we've got a really cool feature here. The only thing I think is that it's a little bit pricey to get this. Granted, this is a very unique thing. This isn't cargo, right? Cargo needs to be loaded in wherever your base is, and it does have some limitations on distance of 6 blocks. I cannot go 6 million blocks across 2 different dimensions. So it should be pricier. I'd love to hear from users. I want to hear from you guys, because while I know that the devs, I do have an ear with some of the devs occasionally, and sometimes they take things I suggest and implement it, and other times they think I'm crazy, and that's cool. I'm glad I get the opportunity to provide feedback. I think they'd like to hear from more than just me, though. I think they'd really appreciate it, guys. Come in close. I want to tell you this. They want to hear from you, too. And talking with, I talk on a regular basis with a lot of the devs, and they really do appreciate it. You guys can't understand what it's like for them to see things like this that they put together and use, and to hear back from you guys. It just validates the work they're doing, and they really want your input. So join the official Slimefun Discord. Give us your thoughts. Leave comments in the video. Leave them on my Discord channel. There's a link in the description below. Please, just tell us what you think. I'll be more than happy to pass it on. I know sometimes some of the devs even look at the comments in the videos. Ultimately, it needs to work for the players. And if you think it's OP, too much to get it, or if you think it's too OP no matter what it costs, then tell them that. Tell me that, and I'll pass on. I really appreciate, though, guys, that you really get involved with this. We want to hit that 500 mark. I'm going to challenge you guys. 1 out of 4 of you who are watching this video have subbed. 3 of you haven't. If I could just get 4 of you to smack that sub button at the end of this video, I'd appreciate it so much. We can celebrate 500 people who have just committed to really get to understand Slimefun. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, when you're playing Slimefun, to go Boomer or go home wirelessly. We'll see you later.